how to draw a basic sheath dress. So in this tutorial you will learn how to draw a basic sheath dress like this one. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new file. So go under File, Place, and place my basic flat template. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open my layer menu, and I'm going to lock that layer and call it Croquis, and then I'm going to create a new layer and call it Dress Shape. And I'm going to make sure I have no fill, just stroke, and I'm going to make it red so you could see better. And I'm going to select my pen tool, and I'm going to zoom in the area I'm going to be drawing. The more zoomed in you are, the better. I always say zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and click right on the high point shoulder, then shoulder, then the middle of the armhole, underarm, high waist, or the natural waist actually. I'm going to undo that, I'm a little too far off. High waist, hip, and then the bottom of the dress. It's going to be short and fitted, so right about there, not too short. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in more, and I did pretty much angular straight lines, so we're going to use the Convert Anchor Point tool to turn these straight lines into nice curves. I'm going to follow that curve. And what I've noticed is I'm a little slightly off right here, so I'm going to go into, with the white arrow, bring it in just a little bit. That's what that white arrow's for. Okay. I'm also going to use the Convert Anchor Point tool right here at the waist. I'm not really going to drag out my handles too much, just a little bit, soften the curve. Definitely at the hip. You're going to have to click right at the hip. Okay. And you can click on your layer, hide the croquis so you can see your shape. Once you're happy with your shape, you're going to go ahead and marquee select with the black arrow or the selection tool. Draw a box around the entire item, and you're going to go underneath the reflect tool, or the rotate tool, I'm sorry, and select reflect, and you're going to basically do what we've done before. You're going to press Alt and click right on that mirror line. Vertical copy. And it makes a copy of your side seam. Then what you're going to do is with your black arrow, you're going to marquee select the very top, right click join. You're going to do the same thing with the bottom because it's going to be a straight bottom. So marquee select, right click, join. Then you're going to zoom in to the very top. And this is where you have a couple of choices. You can add anchor point tool and put a point right in the middle. And you can bring it down with the arrow key. Bring it down. And if you want to make a V-neck, this is how you would do that. Make a V-neck with the arrow key. But if you want to make a scoop or a curve, then go ahead and Convert Anchor Point tool. You can also use the Reshape tool as well, which is kind of an all-in-one. If you use the Reshape tool or Convert Anchor Point tool, either way, you want to keep those handles perpendicular to the mirror line, so you can create some symmetry. Okay, so I have a nice round curve. And the last thing I'm going to do with my shape is I'm going to do the inside back. So I'm going to deselect it. I'm going to go with my white arrow, my direct selection tool, marquee select the neckline. I'm going to do Control C for copy, Control F for paste in front, and right click join. Now the back neck does curve a little bit, so I'm going to zoom in. So this is where selecting it with the white arrow, and then going to Reshape tool, which is underneath the scale tool, and if you click right in the middle, you can bring it down. Okay, so now if you start shifting it though, it won't be symmetrical, so just go click right in the middle and just go straight down. and it's a slide curve. And that pretty much takes care of my shape. So I'm going to lock that layer, and then I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, create a new layer. I'm going to call it Details. And then this is where I'm going to add my darts and my stitch lines. So for the darts, I'm going back to my pen tool. They're usually long. They're longer than the pencil skirt, and they run pretty much from the bust, around the apex, down to like upper thigh. So I'm going to go about here. In fact, I'll start on the other side. That's probably what you're used to. And I'm going to go to basically this line. I'm going to drag out my handles, and basically I'm going to follow this dotted line. So click on my last point, scroll down, and finish about here. Okay. As you can see, I'm not right on the line, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Convert Anchor Point tool and kind of soften that curve a little bit so I can follow the line just a little bit better. There we go. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to marquee select my line, and then go to Reflect tool, press Alt, click right in the middle, get the Reflect menu, vertical copy. And I need to do that again. Sorry, my computer's starting to freeze up on me here. I'm going to select the line, select Reflect, go right to the middle line, vertical, copy. There we go. Now I have my darts. My last details are going to be the stitch lines. So for the bottom, since it's straight, we don't have to go to the shape layer and copy and paste in front. We can just draw a straight line. And the easiest way to do that is get your pen tool, go to the bottom, click right above the hem, and just press Shift. And if you press Shift, it'll give you a straight line wherever you click. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the stroke menu, turn it to 0.25 stroke, and I'm going to make it round cap, and I'm going to make it a dash line. I'm going to make 2 and 2. And sorry, because of the recording software, it's freezing up a little bit. So you do 0.25. I'm going to keep it 1 just so you could see it better. If I do 0.25, you're not going to see it very well. Now you're going to go to your shape layer. I'm going to lock my detail, go to my shape layer, and I'm going to copy the armhole curve with my direct selection tool, marquee select the armhole, and then Control C for copy, and then lock the layer, go to my detail layer, Control F or paste in front. I'm going to do the side arrow key, move it down, and I'm going to go ahead and use the eyedropper tool at the bottom hem while my line is still selected, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that stitch line. Okay, I'm going to zoom in because I do have to make adjustments. So I have to make this line a little bit longer, and that's why I'm going to deselect, use the direct selection tool, and just go to the end point and just make it longer on this side. The idea is that you try to do it without reshaping it too much. You got to pick up the point though and make it longer. Also needs to be really close to the edge. So I'm going to go ahead with the selection tool, select the line, and bring it close to that edge right there. It's a top stitch. Again, your stitch should be 0.25, so it should be thinner. I'm keeping in mind 1 point so you could see better. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to go ahead and select it with my selection tool. Then I'm going to click Reflect, press Alt, click right on the mirror line, vertical, copy. and takes it onto the other side. Then I'm going to lock that layer, go to my shape layer, and I'm going to copy my neckline, again with the white selection tool, direct selection tool, I should say, white arrow, and then Control C for copy, lock that layer, go to my detail layer, and Control F for paste in front. And I'm going to do the down arrow key, a couple of clicks. Then I'm going to go ahead and with my selection tool, I'm going to select that. I'm going to press Alt, and I'm going to click on the side boxes for the bounding box and bring it out so it's even. So I'm again pressing Alt. And there we go. Sorry, it's freezing up a little bit. Then I'm going to click on the top box of the bounding box and bring it up. Bring it up just a little bit more. Sometimes you have to just readjust. And I'm going to do the side box a little bit and press Alt so it goes up a little bit on both sides. There we go. And again, for my stitch line, I'm going to go ahead and use the eyedropper tool and just copy the stitch that I want. And it's just taking a long time to register. There it is. So I think it's doing some errors, so my apologies. There we go. Next, we're going to go ahead and do the inside stitch on the inside neck. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to go to my shape layer, unlock that, direct selection tool, select the back neckline, lock, and then Control C. Lock that layer, go to my detail layer, unlock that, and Control F, which is paste in front, and the down arrow key. And repeat the same steps. You're just going to use the eyedropper tool, select the stitches, and just zoom in. At this point you have to shorten the line, not make it longer. See how it's passing through? So what you can do is select the line with the selection tool, and this time instead of stretching it out and make it longer, what you want to do is click on the bounding box and make it, make it selected the other line. There we go. Click on that and just make it shorter. So press Alt and bring it in. There we go. And here I'm noticing, because I'm zoomed in, my line is just about to pass through, so I can go in a little bit. So definitely zoom in. That's key here. Zoom in, zoom in. Also, I don't want the little spiky thing, so when I'm in my shape layer, I usually remember to do it right when we're cleaning everything up. You can go ahead and select, go to your shape layer, lock your details, go to your shape layer, select your neckline and your body, and go ahead to your stroke menu and do round cap, round join, and it'll remove those little spiky things and cleans it up for you. And that is how you do a basic sheath dress front.